today's video, I'm going to show you the top 5 common tools that I use practically every day in all sorts of repairs in DIY. But the best part is that these tools are inexpensive to buy and they provide excellent value for money. Nothing in this video is sponsored, but remember to share and subscribe if this video was helpful. Thanks. This is a Precvia DT321D. As you can see, it has all the common functionality that an average user would want, and it's pretty accurate enough for the average person in most applications. It has all the common modes found on more expensive multimeters, and as a matter of fact, it even has a backlight, which you're going to see in a second. The cons would be that the stand is very flimsy, so if you're somebody who is working in weird situations and you need a good stand, this may not be the one for you. The other thing is that the leads that this thing came with were not great. I ended up buying replacement leads. As you can see, they're much more sharper, they're much more narrower. But the leads that came with it were fine. You know, you can absolutely use them for most things, but just know that down the road you will have to buy replacements. So the reason why I bought this for cheap is that electrical problems make up a small amount of repairs in my experience, and this handy little tool seems to do the job well, and I've actually used it to pinpoint problems on my own car's electrical system. It can tolerate a small amount of abuse, but no big drops because it is made out of plastic. And as a matter of fact, this actually came in a kit with a soldering iron. The soldering iron could be better in my opinion. The temperature sticker actually peeled off within like 2 seconds, and I'm still kind of testing out the soldering iron, so I'm kind of hesitant to recommend it. However, this multimeter is actually something that I've used a lot, and it's something that I can definitely recommend. Next up is the Husky multifunction long nose plier with wire stripper and cutter. And the model number happens to be 1001553-684. And I picked this up from Home Depot for about 15 bucks or so. As you can see, it's a multifunction tool. It has wire strippers, long nose pliers at the top, bolt cutters in the middle, and a general wire cutter in the center. It is spring loaded, which means that you can use this with one hand, relatively speaking. And it happens to come with the lifetime warranty from Home Depot. I'm not sure if the lifetime guarantee is legit or not. You'll have to see for yourself. The reason I like this is because it's extraordinarily cheap. These can be used to strip normal 14 gauge wires that are found in common households. However, the only drawback that I can see is that stripping smaller 16 or 18 gauge wires are a big challenge. Thankfully, those wire sizes are not that common, and if you're working on smaller or intricate electronics, then this might not be for you. If you're an average homeowner, then this tool is also perfect because you may have to do some infrequent electrical repairs and strip wires from time to time. Not only does this tool allow you to do that, but it also has nose pliers at the top which allow you to grab wires from. All in all, this tool is perfect if you don't want your more expensive tools getting damaged or lost. This is perfect if you're an electrician or a professional worker because you can take this to job sites and carry it with you in your pocket, and you don't have to put your good tools to work for small things. Alright, next up is this Husky Stubby set. As you can see, it comes with a variety of common socket sizes. It comes with the ratchet, it comes with an adjustable wrench, and it comes with a ratcheting screwdriver. As you can see, the pros are that it's handy and portable. It contains a variety of common tools and sizes that you might need for light and common projects. However, I would consider this to be light to medium duty only. That's because its main benefits are also its main drawbacks. If you're going to be putting a lot of torque on this wrench or this ratchet, then it's not going to hold up because they're simply not made for that. And as such, the screwdriver and ratchet will likely break under heavy stress. So if you have a lot of projects where you just need to take things off or put them back together in a straightforward way, then this is something that you need. And if you're in automotive, there's plenty of instances where you're performing straightforward repairs or you're removing a lot of plastic pieces or parts and you just need a little stubby set to remove these bolts and nuts. But again, as soon as you hit any rust or if you hit any stubborn bolts, then this might not be the best for you because, like I said, it's not meant to take a lot of torque, not meant to take a lot of stress. With that being said, anytime I need to do any fastening or loosening, this is my go-to tool. The ratchet actually has two sizes. It has a 3/8 on one side and a 1/4 on the other. And it also has these common size sockets in metric and SAE. So that makes it really handy to work on various types of situations, whether it's cars or, fasteners that you get from Home Depot. As you can see, there are other tools that come with it, namely a ratcheting screwdriver, which I've used a couple of times. It's okay. It's not the best mechanism that I've ever handled. and there's an adjustable wrench as well. It seems pretty solid. I like the grip. However, the wrench is meant for light to medium duty only. As you can see, this is a reoccurring theme with everything in this tool set. Everything is meant for light to medium duty only. So take that for what you will, but this is something that I've been using a lot lately. Next up are these ratchet extensions from Canadian Tire Maximum brand. As you know, when you work on an automotive project, sooner or later you will have to reach some place that's inaccessible by your hand or your ratchet alone. And you need to go where your hands and ratchet cannot go. And so having a ratchet extension is a must for maximum reach. Overall, I recommend buying a set like this. This comes in long, medium, and short extensions. This way you've covered all your bases. This way you don't need to waste time running to the store getting that one-off extension that you need. You have everything in front of you, and it's just super convenient for you to have all three sizes. Now, I recommend picking this up on sale. Regular price, it is a little bit on the pricier side. However, they frequently go on sale for I think $20 to $30, and they honestly come so handy in removing screws that are buried in the engine bay or for removing spark plugs. This is a must-have for any automotive. The only drawback to this set is that it doesn't come with a case, which means losing one of these extensions is going to be devastating because they're so easy to lose, especially the small ones. The plastic case that it does come inside with is very flimsy, and you're most likely going to have to tear it to get it open anyways. And so I recommend either getting a case for this or using a Ziploc bag, which is actually what I've been using. Next up is a related brand. It's the Maximum Hex Key Bit Socket Set. Once in a while, when you're working on cars, you'll come across Allen bolts. These are the bolts that have little hex shape, and you put these little hex sockets inside and twist them. This is somewhat of an old technology left over from the 60s. However, they are pretty common on Toyotas. For instance, the drain bolt of differentials and transmissions in Toyotas use an Allen head. And when I had to change the fluid in my Lexus, I needed a set of these hex key bits. So I ended up buying this set from Canadian Tire for I think $25 before taxes, and it turned out to be pretty much perfect value for the price. Now, just as a side note, when you're removing old or rusted Allen bolts, it's a good idea to clean out the junk in the head with a pick and gently tap the hex bit into place with a hammer so that it goes in all the way and it engages all 6 sides. This prevents things like rounding off the head and preventing stuck bolts, which are somewhat common with Allen heads. In my experience, Allen bolts commonly show up in furniture and bicycles, but they're not a common occurrences on cars. One of the main issues with Allen heads is that it gets filled with rust, grime, and dirt within the head itself, so you need a good quality set of hex sockets to actually engage the bolt. As such, this socket set is perfect because I found that it removed all the rusty Allen heads that I've had to take off so far. The metal on the socket set seems to be pretty sturdy and strong enough to bite into the Allen head and turn, as opposed to just turning in place or spinning in place, which is quite common with cheap hex sockets. All in all, for the price, I would say this is one of the best sets you can have because the metal is actually good quality and it's not super expensive, and sooner or later you will run into an Allen head.